Hey there guys, what's going on? This is Jason from RE/MAX Real Estate Center, and today I'm going over 3 things that you are likely overlooking when you're previewing properties. Now, previewing properties is a great way of getting through a neighborhood, getting through a home, taking a look around. It's one of my favorite parts of the job is seeing the unique characteristics each home has, how people have given them facelifts, how they've cared for them over time. It's a ton of fun, but it's also a lot of information to take in. When you're figuring out the layout, looking at the paint job, there are a lot of things going through your mind. So these 3 things are very easy to forget to look for. Point number 1 is a strong odor. When you're going through a home, you'll likely notice the negatives very, very quickly. If the sellers have a pet, if the sellers are smokers, you'll often pick up on those negative smells very quickly. But what a lot of people overlook is on the other end of the spectrum, if a home smells too good, that can be very suspicious. So when you're going through those homes, remember that the odors that you're taking in, whether it is a strong Febreze, candles, freshly baked cookies, whatever scent you're taking in, just keep in mind that that scent may be used to cover up other scents in the property. The second thing that is often overlooked is deferred maintenance. When you're going through a home on first glance, these things may not jump out to you, but as you look around, if you're seeing things like the grass hasn't been cut for a while, there are light bulbs that aren't working, the windows haven't been cleaned, or something I like to peek at is the water softener filled? If you start to see these symptoms of maybe not the greatest and most diligent upkeep, this can be a sign of other shortcuts being taken in the ownership of the home. And that's why realtors do a lot of talking about pride of ownership. Owners who are going to make sure that they are taking care of even the smallest aspects of their home. Those are the best homes you want to be picking up because you know that they've been cared for and you know that the air filter has been changed frequently, the hot water tank has been maintained. You can get this sense of that pride of ownership very quickly, even on a first preview. Lastly, the third thing that you might not be looking out for when you're previewing properties are cosmetic enhancements. Now, I'm all for a great new paint job and staging at your property. Cosmetic enhancements paired with unusual or negative symptoms that you're seeing in the house. Maybe you're in the basement of a home and you're not seeing the greatest ventilation and it smells quite musty. A fresh coat of paint on a wall in that kind of situation may actually be something a little bit more complicated than just trying to give the basement a facelift. The last thing you want to do is go through the purchase of a property and realize that that paint job was actually used to cover up discoloration caused by moisture or something like that. So if you're previewing a property and you notice that one wall has maybe been touched up more recently than the rest, inquire as to why they made that call or try to figure out if there are other symptoms that would identify that that may be covering something up. Along a similar vein, whenever you see rugs laid out in a property, it's usually a good idea to take a peek under and see if there's actually staining in the hardwood or flooring. In most cases, those cosmetic enhancements are going to be a wonderful plus for you as a potential buyer. But if you want to do your due diligence yourself, and this will be on your realtor's mind as well, is going to be to look around every corner, suspect everything, and ask questions. So when you're out previewing properties in this beautiful spring weather, remember those 3 things. If there are strong odors, good or bad, make note of them. 2, deferred maintenance. If things have not been kept up completely, make note of that as well. And lastly, note unusual cosmetic enhancements. Rugs on the floors, fresh paint jobs in some areas of the home. These things aren't meant to scare you, but they're here to make you a more informed and diligent buyer. I hope they come in helpful for you this season. Take care, and I will see you next Friday.